So before this review starts, I just want to let you guys know that I wasn't a big fan of Mulan back from 1998, and I'm not a very big fan of the Disney live-action remakes. But is it worth a watch? Let's find out. Hey guys, my name is Brandon, aka the BrandoCritic, and on this channel it's my job to point you in the direction of movies worth checking out. So if that interests you, make sure to hit like and subscribe. It's the best way to support the channel. And I recently partnered with Movie Scene Canada, so make sure you go check them out as well. So, we got Mulan 2020. Is it worth a watch? I'm honestly surprised I'm even saying this, but I would give this movie a recommendation. I actually enjoyed my time with it. Now, the story is basically the exact same. However, I feel like they took enough liberties with the story to make it slightly different that it actually works in the movie's favor. But you have your basics, right? You have Mulan growing up in ancient China, and her basic gender role back then was to grow up and to serve a husband, right? Bring honor to the family. But then when northern invaders invade China, the emperor calls for one man of each family to go fight, and of course Mulan doesn't have any brothers, so the dad has to fight, and of course he's old and can't really fight anymore, so she steals his armor and his sword and goes into battle and tries to make a man out of her, you know what I mean? So of course it's the same premise. But one thing that I really noticed about this movie is that it is beautiful to look at. The landscapes, oh my god, the landscapes in this movie are absolutely gorgeous. The cinematography, the production design, the makeup, the sets. This movie just looks fantastic. And I gotta give props to the cinematography too. And I will admit they do two things that I find a little annoying, right? They do this one type of shot in the action sequences where, you know, you can see Khan running up the wall and they move the camera 90 degrees. They do that quite a lot, which I found a little bit annoying. And I just gotta mention that there is a lot of slow-mo in this movie, so if you guys are not a fan of that, just letting you know. But other than that, the cinematography looks really sleek, especially during the action sequences, which I have to give props to as well. Now, you don't see any decapitations. This is a Disney movie, right? You're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get a bunch of bloodshed like in Braveheart. However, I do gotta say that this movie actually reminded me a lot of Lord of the Rings. Now, this feels like baby's first Lord of the Rings, like Lord of the Rings Light, but with a Disney Chinese coat of paint on it. And you know what? I kind of liked it. The action scenes were exciting, what can I say? But now we get to Mulan herself. Now, I don't know how popular this opinion will be, but I think I honestly like Mulan in this version more than the original. And if you go back and check out my Mulan review, the cartoon version, I say that I wish that there was more character development for Mulan. I wish that they started the movie slower and we were able to see, you know, Mulan's childhood or her growing up or more of her backstory. You get to see it in this, and I think it really helps the character of Mulan feel more fleshed out. Again, I don't know how unpopular that opinion will be, but for me, it really worked in this movie more than it did in the first one. So I thought she was great. Now we have the villains. We have Khan as opposed to Shang Yu, and he basically plays the exact same character. However, this is where the big change comes in. There are actually two villains. He is teamed up with this evil witch sorcerer, and she is basically a counterpart to Mulan. Because of her magic powers, she doesn't really fit into her area, right? They just wanted to put her in this box. She's a witch, she couldn't really be herself. So she's teamed up with Khan to use her powers for evil, for invading China, and her goal is that as soon as China is invaded, then she'll have a place to be safe so that she can really express herself. So I thought she was great in the movie, and she was a really great villain. However, because this is a remake of a Disney cartoon, you need to have the original villain in there, Khan, and just like the first one, he is still boring, unfortunately. And honestly, if I were writing the script, and I don't normally go into that category because anyone can just say, well, if I was writing the script, it'd be better. We can all just say that. If it was just the female villain, female hero, battling against each other, get rid of Khan, just go completely against the source material, I think it would have worked in the movie's favor. Now, when you watch the movie, you can understand why they don't do that, but that gets into spoiler territory, so I won't say anything on that front. But the villains were an improvement, but they were just so close to getting it really right. And last thing I should mention is that I like the more serious tone. There's no songs in this movie, there's no sing-along, there's no make a man out of you, there's no bring honor to us all. Now the score of the movie brings in reflection, right, the melody from the original song, into the movie, which I thought was really well done. And I have to mention that there is no Mushu, right? You're not gonna have some Eddie Murphy talking dragon walking around, some little CGI creature walking around. There is humor in the movie, right? There is some antics with the guys in the camp, but they really don't go for the comedy route as much as the first one did, which I found kind of clashed. Again, unpopular opinion, but I like that this one, with the tone, was a lot more streamlined. So with a stronger lead, a stronger villain, and a more focused tone, and with how beautiful it looks, I'm gonna recommend Mulan from 2020. I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. I enjoyed this movie. And like I said earlier, I think the best way to describe this movie to someone who hasn't seen it before is Lord of the Rings light with the Disney Chinese Mulan coat of paint on it. So if that is something that you are interested in, remember that you can get Mulan on Disney Plus with Premier Access for $29.99 or $34.99 in Canada. But know that as soon as you get Premier Access, you can watch the movie as many times as you want. So that's good news. So anyways, guys, are you guys looking forward to Mulan? Have you seen it? What do you think about it? And which version is better? Do you like the original or do you like the live action one? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually prefer a Disney live action remake to the original. That gives me hope for Hercules, Atlantis, and for other ones that they're going to do in the future. Oh, I can't believe I'm even saying that right now. But hey, I like this movie. What can I say? And if you're new here and you want to see more videos just like this one, then definitely hit like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Take care.